All right. We got some taglines?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah?
All right. He'll save every one of us. Oh, he didn't save us from this bad movie.
Nope. All right.
It was a very beautiful film.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Get ready to kick some flash.
Because it's ass and...
That was a cheap shot.
Cute.
Pathetic earthlings, who can save you now?
From this movie.
A football player. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. With a budget of $20 million, grossing $27 million during its theatrical run, an IMDb score of 6.5 out of 10, a Metascore of 58, and a Rotten Tomatoes score with 38 reviews at a surprisingly 82%?
All right.
Right? There's a huge cult following for this. It's Flash Gordon. Let's drop some bombs.
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad.
Yeah, well, just keep your Power Gloves off her.
He's playing with you. Hide and seek.
Good thing Joe didn't want to play doctor.
Off with his head!
Mario. Last name.
Mario.
Okay, what's your name?
Luigi.
Luigi?
No, Luigi Mario.
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dweller. A chud, all right?
Welcome to Bombs Away. My name is Jonathan Young. Joining me in the studio, as always, is...
Jarrett Seifert, and I am a 26-year-old adult that 3/4 of the way through this film was really wondering why he wasn't running at lightning fast speeds.
Oh, you thought he was the
I did.
The Flash?
Up until this, and I researched it after, and I was like, oh, it's an actual thing. It's different. I'm very dumb, according to myself.
Right? I thought this was the movie that was supposed to come before Justice League.
Did. No, not like I thought that, but
right.
I did think Flash Gordon. I was like, that's just the Flash's last name, right? I was like, oh, because how do you make a superhero film out of someone that just runs fast? But also, is he a superhero, or is he just someone that had a lot of good opportunities and is just a nice person?
Well, he does play for the Jets, so that says a lot.
Yeah, but it's he doesn't have any superpowers. He's nice. It's he's a good human is his superpower.
Sure.
Air quotes around the word superpower for this entire fucking film.
Well,
okay.
So going into this movie, I couldn't help but think that I was like, he looks and acts more like I would imagine He-Man should be.
Yeah, he does.
Right? This is the person they should have cast as He-Man in the movie good. 7 years later that was made.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like we said, we're talking about 1980s Flash Gordon. Wow.
Yeah.
How do we even start this? Because it's a movie that has an amazing, huge cult following.
It has a lot of design, and it's great. But the trap that they fall into for this film is they didn't know if they wanted it to be serious or funny, so they tried to do both. Kind of didn't work. They also had did they have director issues?
There was not issues as in somebody was hired and started and fired, such as Mario Brothers. Yeah. But they went through a whole line of dream directors.
George Lucas wanted to do it,
yes.
but then he couldn't afford
get
the rights to it.
Yeah. So basically, historically speaking, this movie is the movie that George wanted to do, couldn't get the rights, so he
settled on A New Hope.
Yeah. Zing.
Whoops.
He wrote Star Wars with direct references to Flash Gordon, which anybody who's a fan of Star Wars knows that he highly takes influences from the Flash Gordon series, the serials, and the comics. So yeah, that's one piece of extremely interesting history about this film. Like this one is rich with like a lot of people attached to it that then either dropped out or never made it. Such as Schwarzenegger. Mm-hmm. Schwarzenegger was supposed to be Flash.
Too much of an accent.
Yeah, right. Which I'm like, no, that would have made this movie 10 times better.
Yeah,
you know, like I guess they wanted an all-American hero. I get it, but
yeah.
Like, he's supposed to be saving the world.
So they went with the Playgirl centerfold. So that was a nice bonus for me. It was like, hey, this main star, his penis is out there in the world. And I was like, all right, I'll watch it.
Let's dive in.
I was into it.
So diving into this movie, immediately, the movie starts out with, like, Max von Sydow as Ming, right? Just like... And it starts out exactly how the trailer starts out.
With comic book?
No, like just a voiceover being like, Gladys, I'm bored. Yeah. Right? And that's how the trailer starts out too.
Oh, okay.
And then immediately after that, like the whole trailer is this opening dialogue and then the Queen theme song as well. So I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, am I just watching the trailer again? Because I just played it for the Shorty episode, right? Yeah. And that's how it plays out. It's like, what is this Earth? And he's like, I like to play with things before I obliterate them, you know?
Yeah, and then later he's like, no, I just like to conquer things. And I was like, okay, pick one.
Yeah.
Jeez, changing your story.
Unfortunately, this movie's a little topical right now because apparently Ming's responsible for all the hurricanes and shit.
Right? Whoops.
Because that's basically what they're establishing here is that there is Ming the Merciless. Yeah, is his name.
Well, he punched the moon off orbit. Is like what is causing everything. Hot hail. I don't think hot hail is real.
No.
But somehow...
I thought they were moon rocks.
Well, they are moon rocks, but he clicks a button that says hot hail, which I was like, I hope we get an explanation for hot hail. And we kind of did, and they were like, oh, it's like chunks of the moon falling to Earth. But that really is just like, I pushed the moon towards you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's a bit of a lie calling it hot hail.
So did they say they punched the moon out of orbit?
They do somewhere. I don't remember.
Okay, because I remember reading it.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it actually being fully explained.
Well, I know that they were like, the moon is going, they're basically forcing the moon onto the Earth. Also, did the Earth die? We don't know.
Oh, yeah, and nobody cares to go back to it by the end of the movie.
All right, well, I'm a New York girl.
Okay.
God, Dale.
So we are established that, like, Ming basically is like, oh, what is this Earth? I'm just going to destroy it, right? And then we are given Flash, and he's sitting in a car, and then Dale.
Yeah.
Her name is Dale. Nobody has a normal name. Not even the Earth people have a normal name in this movie. So Dale shows up, and she's in the Dark Harbor van. I was like, ooh, she just got shuttled from like Queen Mary.
Ooh, Long Beach. I did the exact same thing. I was like, isn't Dark Harbor like Southern California?
Right.
Like, all right, whatevs.
But she gets shuttled from there, right? Mm-hmm. And this is the thing. I see this on a lot of movies. So they take off, right? And it's like, is it just a thing to pull up with your car at an airport and just leave your car?
It's a smaller airport. It was like, what, a private jet or something? Which I was like, okay, maybe.
Sure.
And I would understand leaving your car there if that's where you lived, but I thought they were both vacationing there.
Right. Plus, every adventure that I've ever seen where this happens, they never come back to that airport, so that car's just
Well, it doesn't matter because the Earth is destroyed by the moon.
Right. So, but
poor Dark Harbor.
I just immediately was like, okay, I see this too much.
Yeah.
It's a trope. Right, where it's like, hey, we're on this private airfield.
They have
to
leave
your plane. I mean, you leave your car. Yeah,
I feel like they just have to explain, or they wanted to explain how people got to the airport. Where it's like, sometimes you don't need to tell the story.
Just have them walking across the. Yeah, there's too much.
Have them at not baggage. Baggage is your destination. Have them just wherever.
I think it's another trope that we experience too much in these bad films is like over explanation and over exposition of things where it's like, that doesn't matter, get to it.
Show, don't tell.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they're showing too much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
how about don't show and don't tell? Just assume
do
that
it.
we're smart enough to do it.
Yeah.
There was a quote from John Carpenter, about something recently. I'm not going to be able to quote it. I'm just going to be able to paraphrase it here. But he said that he hates modern movies, and this goes back to our show don't tell kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like he hates modern movies that say like they give you a title of being like Paris, France, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, no shit, it's France.
We
you
can
know,
see the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, and he's like, you don't have to sometimes it's important to establish the city, but you don't have to be like,
I feel like
Los Angeles, California.
I feel like that's very much an action movie or a mystery type of action,
right?
Where they do that though.
He basically he was annoyed with the fact where it's like we have assumed that the lowest common denominator in our audience and is catering to them instead of saying no, your audience is going to get it. If they see the Statue of Liberty, you don't have to say New York, New York.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that.
They get it.
Yeah.
They know.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
So Flash and Dale take off in their private little airplane, right?
And Dale is a travel agent?
I don't know what Dale is.
I thought she was a travel agent, but for some reason I was like, she's a reporter. But I think he said it before because our boy Flash Gordon is a stalker of epic proportions. He's like, I was watching you at the hotel yesterday, and then I asked about you, and they were like, this is her.
Right.
I was like, all right, cool. Calm down, Flash, you creeper.
Which, there's turbulence going on. I love this line, too, because, she
Flash,
goes...
distract me.
Yeah. Can you say something to take my mind off it, right? And he's like... I actually wrote the quote down. He says... she goes, talk to me to get my mind off of this. And he goes, I couldn't believe a girl like you was alone. And she goes, you're just saying this to get my mind off of it. It's like, bitch, isn't that what you just asked for?
God, she's the worst. And this is pretty early on, I could tell. I was like, a lot of people look like they're dubbed for this film, which is kind of irritating because it's the lines match and the voices match, but there's something just subtly off about it. And I did find out for Flash Gordon, he had some issues with recording and post.
Well, what I learned about this is that he got into numerous fights, not with people on set, but with people off set.
Oh.
Right? And would be in the emergency room. Right? And the director would literally go into, and we're talking not once, we're talking multiple times. I guess he would be out drinking for the night and would get into a bar fight or something, right? And the director would go into the room and make sure they're like, I don't care what the rest of his body looks like, but this face needs to stay the same, continuity-wise.
That's fair.
Right? And so he would get into numerous fights like that. And then apparently when they went on Christmas break for this movie while they were making it, and he went back to Los Angeles, he just never returned. So when you're talking about dubbing, more than half of it is from the actual audio of the dubbing is from some mystery actor who apparently got the voice down.
Yeah.
But is uncredited, can't find them, don't know who it is, and nobody's ever come forward.
Well, kudos to them,
right? But that's the entire story of that.
Yeah,
which is it's just crazy. It's just this is your lead actor, and it's just insane, insanity. I think that's what makes for these kind of movies that we do too. It's just there's just some crazy ass story.
There's always
there's
always more than what we see, but it always kind of plays out on screen to where you're like, something is up.
Yeah. So they push it real hard here, but then never again is the fact that the pilots are doing a lot of exposition with being like, he's a star quarterback player, I want him to sign my thing. It's just because it was something where it was Flash came up to ask if everything was okay, right? And they're like, just a little turbulence, right? And then they are like, oh, but nothing you want to throw a third pass down at, huh, Flash?
Right.
You're
I was like, okay.
We get it.
We know, he played football.
Right. So, is this, do we go over to Zarkov now? Is that it switches over to Zarkov, right?
It's kind of that weird ground of when is Zarkov doing things? Because didn't Zarkov like push all the buttons and then it just immediately went over to the Flash and the Earth story portion?
Well, okay, so Zarkov pushes a bunch of buttons on a bunch of settings, but make sure he leaves the TV on long enough for the news to establish his character, right? And then as soon as the TV has said enough about him, so you're like, oh, that's who Zarkov is. He's like, okay, and turning the TV
Zarkov.
off.
I was thinking of Ming. Sorry.
Oh, no.
So Zarkov, so
Zarkov,
he is in his greenhouse, which is weird. But he was like an ex-NASA scientist.
Sure.
I was like spaceman.
Right.
And he
and him working with his little sidekick
his
guy.
assistant that runs away. But I love the line, get your toothbrush and whatever. Like, just get your stuff.
As long as you don't want your breath stank,
right?
Like when we meet these aliens, do you?
But the fatal flaw of his machine is one person on the other side of the controls has to push a pedal. Like, you could have, you probably could have just adjusted that. Otherwise, the G-force will kill us all. And I was like, geez.
Maybe you should sit in that one? But I guess he didn't really have time when you're kidnapping somebody to go on a space mission.
It really didn't make a lot of sense.
No. Well, that's what I didn't understand is why did he need Flash and Dale to go up and talk to Ming?
Well, he needed one person to push the pedal so they would survive. That literally was it. He was like, I need someone to help me. But then they try to run or something.
I don't really have enough time to redesign this fatal flaw in my ship, so get in!
Yeah.
Well, I love how, like, when they do... Okay, so they crash land, like, Flash and Dale.
Yeah.
Because a giant Ming ghost flies through the
the Ming ghost disappears the pilots. I don't even know what he does. It's just kind of like, pilots are gone and the windshield is busted.
Right, but it's clearly Ming. Right, and like a Flash, sing. It's but isn't it? It's clearly Ming in a flash towards the cockpit, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, well, why? Why is he targeting that plane?
That exact ship,
right?
Because he doesn't care. He doesn't know who these people are. It's not like Flash Gordon.
I just don't like pilots.
Hero. Yeah, he's like, bah. Maybe he did it to every single plane on the planet. We just don't know.
Your son's never going to get that autograph.
Yeah. No one will see an autograph ever again as long as I live.
I hate the Jets.
Yeah. That's why he did it all. He just really hates football.
That's what it comes down to.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't quite understand it at all. Sorry, goddamn Amber Alerts.
Oh, we got one?
Yeah, we got one. Second one on the show.
Right? Oh, if anyone out there sees an Albuquerque, New Mexico Amber Alert with the license AAYR80, New Mexico 2009 Silver Kia Spectra, you win a prize. It's called a good human being. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, now that Amber's done.
Somebody a year from now downloading this episode is
like,
going to be.
I saw
a brown Kia.
Right? It was silver. Come on.
Anyway, okay. So damn tangents.
I know.
I love how so they crash into the greenhouse, and then there's Zarkov, and he's standing there with both hands behind his back. Right.
One to hide a gun, and the other one to hide a notebook, because a notebook is just a dead giveaway that you probably also have a gun.
Yeah.
And he's like not doing it slyly either. He's kind of like pulling a weird body maneuver, like, ooh.
No, it's like if you looked at him from the frontal view, it would seem like you're talking to
someone hiding a gun. That's what it would look like. Someone hiding a gun. Because he's like, oh, don't look at what I've got behind my back. But he definitely has something.
So he forces Flash and Dale to get into the spaceship.
Yeah.
Right? And basically his plan is that they have, 3 days or something before the Earth... He predicts the Earth...
He says 14.
He says 14?
I thought he said 14 days. And then, an hour later, we got 13 hours left.
Well, how long did they travel in space, I guess?
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. Because they were asleep, and then somehow they found love in the void of space. They found love in the void of space. Because they, start holding hands. Yeah. They start like holding hands while like asleep and
That's
drifting.
What I was gonna say.
I was like, what is going on?
And we passed out, but gravity is going to make us hold hands together.
But that's through the entire film. They're like, now we're in love, and he's like, well, maybe we can tell our kids someday.
And she's like, absolutely.
He's like, I didn't be careful. I just got proposed to. And I was like, that was a proposal? Ugh, trash.
A Flash, I love you, but we've only got 3 hours to save the Earth. I love that line. Because I'm like, I didn't need either of those lines. And you combine them into one.
Right? And then, like, so whenever you go through trauma with someone, you're like bonded forever. Like it's a fact.
But he
also,
was already
like,
creepily, because when they wake up, his hand is on her chest. So like gravity.
Sorry, I was the space boobing. I don't know.
Gravity also establishes that you're a creeper.
Yeah, just molester. It's fine.
So they land.
Terrible.
They land on Mondo. Shit. It's another thing where I'm like, there's so many names. It's just like Lord of the Rings. There's so many names and stuff. I can't keep track of it all.
So they went through the comics and they like, it seemed like they pulled an entire like 3 seasons of a comic book into one movie. But then they also plan to do it for like multiple sequels. Like people were signed on for multiple, not just like another one. So it's like you probably could have spread that out.
Not Mongo. Mongo, like the henchman from Blazing Saddles.
Sure.
So yeah, they crash land on that, and like immediately I'm like, oh shit, this movie has stepped up to the next level. Like this is some really cool practical like effects.
And that's also when Ming was like, land that plane, I want to see these life forms. But then they just crash it into the ground, and I was like, that's not landing a plane, that's driving it into the ground. Be a little nicer to him. Jeez.
Plus it doesn't like,
and he's like, we've landed, and she's like, I think we're safe, and you can see people in the background. I was like, oh. But I did love that they actually like turned the ship on the side and still had him buckled in.
Yeah,
like you could tell that they were hanging out sideways. I loved it.
See, but that's the thing about this. Like, there's for every single flaw, there's like something where you're like, there's attention to detail, or like even just the sets where you're like, you built that for one shot.
All of these sets are the most over the top, super detailed sets.
They're amazing.
I love them. That's like, they're playgrounds to me. I want to go and just hang out on that set and be like, I'm having fun.
Yeah,
I'm in the playground.
No, absolutely.
Beautiful.
Yeah. But then
we don't get to. They probably tore it all down and sold it.
You have these amazing sets, but then you combine and these amazing costumes.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like I if it wasn't for the fact that this movie is on our show, which means I should not spend more than $10 on anything of it. Like I would go out and like I would probably get. I love Cletus.
Yeah. The
Silver Skull. You know, I would get a Cletus costume right now. Because these were... Cletus, come on! I would get that right now because these costumes... All of them.
Wait, was Cletus silver or gold?
He might have been gold, actually. But like,
was he like the main secret agent?
No, he wasn't a secret agent.
Oh, he's not the one... Wait, who's the one with this...
Okay, Cletus is basically like he's like Skeletor, the Grim Reaper. He's his second in command.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he gets stabbed on the spike floor.
Yes.
Yeah, but I thought it was gold.
I think you're right. It is gold, but the lighting on the set sometimes would just make it so shiny that I was like, "Oh, he's silver."
That was the bad guy from Fantastic Four, right?
Dr. Doom.
Yeah, that's Dr. Doom.
Pretty much.
Like. Or the bad guy from Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. Now I'm getting into the sequel. You know I love Scooby-Doo the movie, but now Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, yep.
Well, I think even
Mystery Incorporated.
Ming might have been in Scooby-Doo at one point, too.
Probably.
Some racist Asian stereotype. Yeah.
But I love the costume design really made me think of the movie that's about to come out right now, Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, yes.
It made me think of that one lady that like does her weird spiky hairdo.
Yes. Like, which looked like the headdresses on all the girls at some point in time,
right? They all eventually have that like super like two-dimensional,
I wouldn't argue
like menorah Christmas tree headdress thing.
I mean, I would not be surprised if Ragnarok comes out and then somewhere on their trivia they're like, "Oh, we referenced this." And
I would. Yeah, well, because the entire thing felt like a Thor it felt like a Thor movie because Thor has those like there are people that are humanoids, but they're not Earth people.
Right, because they either bleed purple or green.
Yeah, that was my other, I was like, they kill him and he bleeds purple. I was like, he's all human except for his purple blood.
That's right.
But like, it's that weird connection of they look human, so they had to do something to make them not Earth human.
Right.
Where it was either with like their fashion or their blood.
Right.
And that's what Thor kind of did because it had they were gods, so they had like their Norse mythology,
right? And every single world kind of had their own theme. Like the ice people would have their thing, and
like
ice giants.
The ice is like Frigida, and then there's a tropic world, and it's called like Tropica. I was like, try a little bit more on the creativity.
Pleasuria.
But, like, I was like, all right.
We're going to Pleasuria.
Right? And so, like,
what's their
right.
pleasure? Right? They use the word pleasure a lot in this movie.
I also love how the concept of being nice and truthful and like holding your word to anyone was completely foreign to everyone in this film.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, they were like, you lie all the time, and they're like, why would I hold my word for anything? And what was her name? Aura? The princess daughter.
Oh, Ming's daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah, Princess Aurora or Aura.
Princess Aurora is from a Disney film.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Princess Aura. But she like is just lying to everyone, kissing anything that moves.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Aura is how you say it.
Yeah.
Aura.
Yeah, but, like your aura.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right? Even to the point where, like, Timothy Dalton, I love it where, like, he's like, you lying bitch.
Yeah, I love that line. He's like, lying bitch. You're not going to come back. Like, I was like, oh.
I was like, damn, they've been through this before.
Right?
Right?
So then, so their ship gets pulled into the planet.
Right.
And then there's my favorite gun that captures them. The gun that shoots hands?
The handgun?
Why does a gun have to shoot hands?
Why can't you just have a normal stun gun?
I know. I was like, that's a bit extra. Either use your own hands or just use a blow dart.
So that's like an extension of the like jokey buzzer hand.
Yeah.
You know, because he's like, hi, Flash Gordon from, the Earth. Yeah. And he's like, like immediately. And I'm like, couldn't you have walked over and pretended to shake his hand and then had that thing
I think that's the other thing is we're viewing this world through our Earth human lens. We don't know what's going on other planets.
Right, because I get it.
But no, like because that is a huge theme in this film. It's like you're nice. We don't have that here. Like shaking hands, you can tell in this film it's foreign because like they don't know what it is. And they're like, why are you putting your hand towards mine?
Yeah,
like,
that was a big emphasis on that. Like when he saves him, and he's like, "What was that?" And he's like, "Humanity." Yeah. He's like, oh, here we just call that just stupid.
Yeah, we're like, you look out for yourself, and that's it.
Yeah.
Which I
kind of get it.
I was about to go. I kind of support, but like, I think it's just this world has only ever been a police state. Holy shoot.
Yeah, but I really understand it because like the three worlds. So this is what gets established in this moment. They get taken to Ming's like basically like main chamber, like his big ballroom.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, and there's the robot thing.
Oh,
the security ball.
The ball that, like, maybe you shouldn't talk about the gun that you have
in front of the ball that obviously can listen. But I love the ball. Like this lizard tries to run away, and he goes, "Halt, lizard man!
No
Escape
one
is
likes
impossible."
the lizard men.
Yeah, the lizard men. They're not talked about all that often. They're just like background people that get murdered every now and then.
That's the story that I want. I want to know what the lizard men's life is like life of the lizard men.
The lizard men. They had I did like how they did that costume. I thought it was really creative.
Wait, eyes inside. So basically, the lizard men were just like Barbara in Beetlejuice.
I was exactly thinking that.
Another Beetlejuice reference.
It's always a victory if you bring up Beetlejuice.
I try to work it in every episode.
We immediately are both hard. Anywho. So the lizard man tries to escape.
Learn to change your voice.
Well, your friends. The lizard men, we need to find out different lines from Beetlejuice because those are like one of three that we say. The ball shoots the lizard men.
Sandworms, say.
You hate him, right?
I hate him myself.
So then,
people were like, "We get it."
I know you loved the movie. It was Burton's last good one.
It was a poster in it. If you didn't see it, it was on his wall.
I think I'm gonna go see it tomorrow night.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was great, guys. All right, bye.
It was great. But so our ball robot that, if anyone out there has played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, it looks like the Thunder Helm.
Well, this is also, it's like a robotic version of, if anybody's seen Big Trouble in Little China, there is a
lot of this movie
eyeball.
Has like
this movie reminded me of Big Trouble in Little China, even though this came before Big Trouble.
Yeah,
like I love Big Trouble, but this is everything. Yeah. It's like Big Trouble seems to be an homage to this movie, a hardcore homage, even down to the point that Kurt Russell was another person that was considered for this role.
It just this entire film seemed like it had a lot of I could be saying something wrong, so sorry, social justice warriors out there. A lot of Chinese culture influence into it, but I think that it was also used in the comics. So it wasn't like they're just creating this stuff out of nothingness.
No.
But it was very, it was what they played with and played upon.
Yeah. No, I mean, but here. Yeah. Because you mentioned this, you posted on the Instagram about this. Where...
the red? Oh my God. They love their strong colors. Like Hawk people are silver. The tree people are green.
Oh, you mean Robin Hood's Merry Men?
Yeah. The people in Ming are red. The bad cops are black and gold. Yeah. Like everyone has their color set.
Yeah, and then so that's what I was saying. Like everything is established in this courtroom scene. Or, like I'm gonna call it the courtroom. Or whatever,
kind of
or the ballroom.
Well, it also seemed like it was like a prisoner thing because they were like, "You can't escape, lizard person." Like, what is he trying to?
But why was Lizard
Why is he
Man...
walking around on his own? They have jails.
Okay, yeah. So, why does Lizard Man choose now?
Yeah,
to go.
He's like, they're distracted. Maybe I think the lizard people just like aren't the smartest out of all the worlds that they have.
Well, like real lizard people that like we think exist.
Obama.
Yeah. They're all lizard people.
Such a lizard person.
Right? So, but it is established that like there are like side worlds, like you're saying. Yeah. Like there's the Hawkmen, right?
I thought I tried reading it. I tried understanding. I really did. But they like it was all one planet, but then there were also moons that they could travel to, but it seemed like everything was a floating city. But
like
then,
Pandora.
Yeah, it was so weird. And I was like, if someone can draw a map for me, I would love it.
Right.
Draw me a map and I'll be your best friend.
Well, they'll have to put dye into a fish tank and swirl it around a bit, and then they can place little chunks of rock
behind them.
Yeah. Because that's another piece of trivia is that is how all the background, like the sky and everything of all of Mondo was created, was basically like how you create a tie-dye shirt before dipping the shirt into it. You just
you're going with dip dye, not with like actual for me with tie-dye I just poured the ink directly on the shirt.
Okay.
That's more dip dye.
Dip dye then. It was so you just place the food coloring or the dye or whatever
on shaving cream, and then you toss the shirt onto it and it absorbs it up.
You put it into the water.
The shaving cream method shaving cream method is more of a marbling method. I'm really into fabrics and dyeing.
I was like, he knows way too much about tie-dye.
It's the problem. Whenever I want to learn something, I do it. Did I learn in school? No.
Right? Jeez. I mean, it's the only way that our listeners get any really background on these horrible movies.
Because we get bored and we're like, what else can I find out about this?
Right? I don't have enough to fill up an hour, and then we wind up taking 2 hours for some reason.
So then, the Flash meets Ming, and this is whenever we get everyone's like, who are you? And he's like, I'm a football player, which I was like, I really don't think.
Which the original Flash was a polo player.
Yeah,
it
but
just
also
doesn't translate.
Look around. Do you think they have football on this planet?
Right?
Why
are
you introducing
of the New York
yourself?
Jets.
Yeah, I was like, no one
I was
cares.
waiting for one person to be like, boo.
Go Ravens! That's the only other football team I could
Patriots!
think of. Packers.
Hawkmen!
I'm a huge fan of the Hawkmen football team.
Go Hawkmen!
I love the Tropicons.
Go Lizards!
Yeah. Lizard people. Lizard people like can't even like see the ball. They're weird. And so
if I close my mouth, I can't see.
But if he opens his mouth, he can always catch the ball. That was a really constantly open mouth. That was really good for catching footballs. And then we get And then Ming he mind controls Dale.
And then kind of feels her up from a distance?
Yes, but someone goes, or he's like, she's a better dancer than my daughter.
Yeah, this is weird.
And I was like,
yeah.
You watch your daughter dance like that? Do you also, like, slip a $5 bill in her G-string?
Well, because this is weird, too. Like, I'll just skip ahead for a second. Is like, he throws her into the concubine chamber later.
Yeah,
right?
The concubine chamber that he sleeps with people in.
I'm sentenced to execution in the morning. It's like, well, he's going to fuck you first?
Yeah. I was like, ugh. It's all back to that porn and incest.
Yeah, it was weird.
That was a pre-record topic.
And she's...
we talk about a lot of things without the mics on, so...
Oh, yeah. Like, we
incest
talk
and
a lot
porn
of
is
things.
a weird theme that we got caught up on for a second, and it came up in this movie, too.
Yeah, but we talk about a lot of things pre-record in order to, like, kind of get the jitters out and stuff like that, and I'm starting to think that that's a show on its own.
I was like, ooh, this is good info.
Right? So, I like, this is that moment, too.
The football fight moment? The forced thing to let us know that he actually plays football. What are the eggs supposed to even do?
I said this. I went. I don't know about the eggs, but I said they all walk into basically a room of like your wildest fantasies.
Yeah,
your wildest fantasies.
My wildest.
It's like just Hawkmen and
the Hawkmen were a little too
and
like,
Robin Hood's Merry Men.
The
and
Robin
then the
Hood
Lion
men.
Africa Men and
yeah the Robin Hood men I was okay with.
There was no women that weren't Mings.
Yeah,
which was interesting.
Well,
I could see that, right?
It's Ming.
Yeah.
The only people I wasn't into were the Hawkmen, but that's just because they seemed old, and there was the one guy that looks like he'd been punched in the nose 18,000 times, and no one ever reset it for him. Does anyone know his background? Because eventually the camera also started shooting him in angles that like didn't show his nose. That was 10,000 degrees off course.
The Hawkmen were ridiculous. Like their costume was just like, it was one of those things where it's
the main
like
Hawkeye was always just like, hey, yes, Takagaba! Like he was a Muppet.
Yeah.
In all of his actions. He's like, you're gonna stay here? He's like, yes, I am. And he's just, okay.
I've got food in my beard.
I know. Constantly.
Which he did.
Well, I guess if we have to die. Like this weird, strong voice that like was always an underbite because he had that. He was just so much.
Right. It was just a lot of beard flapping.
Yeah. He had so much lower jaw.
Yeah.
And usually I'm into, but not on him.
So... yeah, Ming is feeling up Dale with his ring, basically. And I love the line afterwards where I have to laugh because she gets out of the spell, right? And she goes, yeah. It's like, and then Flash goes, I don't know, but it was pretty sensational. Right? It was like, wait, what?
Like, I was into your mind control.
I don't know what happened, but I've got a rager right now.
I'm hard. It's weird.
Yeah.
He's never had a boner before.
Yeah, she's totally, like, he is seducing her.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's just full on, like, groping her, I guess, with his mind.
Yeah.
Right? So, this is another thing about this movie, is that Ming's powers aren't really established properly.
No.
Like, I don't know how powerful he is. You know, like, like when you're like, oh, he punched the moon. I'm like, he can punch moons? Like,
he punched a button that moved the moon.
Right.
But yeah.
Like, I just don't know, because the only thing I can really see him do is this ring thing.
Yeah.
Right? Which he doesn't even use more than twice in the movie.
Well, then he gets sucked into the ring, was my understanding at the end.
Like Jafar at the end of Aladdin.
It's like, cool.
Right? He kind of looks like Jafar anyway.
He does.
So, it kind of works, right? Itty bitty living space.
Itty bitty living space.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so then we get our weird football moment to where Flash tries to revolt, and they have these eggs, these weird oval objects.
Yeah.
That without holding a football, Flash would have no idea how to fight back.
Right. Like he doesn't know normal tackle and defensive maneuvers without the football. Like when he plays football, if he doesn't have the football, is he horrible?
He's like, oh,
right?
I can't do it.
Oh yeah, and apparently people love that. They're like, oh, the football scene. I'm like, okay, is it because like you're so starved of action through the rest of this movie?
I know. But then we get the doctor, and he missteps and throws a football directly into Flash's head.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that probably could have been avoided if you just weren't feeding into this stupid plot. But okay.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you did it, sure. Yeah, and that's whenever we also get more of the creepy father-daughter relationship with Aura.
Yeah,
and
she doesn't want Flash to die.
Because she wants to keep him as a sex pet.
I guess.
But also she has a million other sex pets. But also is
like real obvious about it, like not even trying to hide it from like Timothy Dalton and stuff. Like that's why he's like, you lying bitch.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna go suck his dick right now.
That's what well, she was like, I'll meet you on your side of the planet, and he just goes, lying bitch. Like we're not like paraphrasing. He literally just goes, lying bitch. I was like,
not even you lying bitch. You just lying bitch.
Right.
Trifling bitch. Yeah. But that's I love in the football thing though, because they said that the actress improved her own moves, the cheerleader moves.
Yeah,
I was like, totally unnecessary. She's like, "Go, Flash, go!" I'm like, why do you care about each other so much?
They had just met.
Yeah, right. Because there's something right before that when they're walking up to Ming's throne, right, where he like kind of glances over at one of the concubines, right, who is barely dressed in anything, right? So it's like, your eyes are gonna wander, and why shouldn't they, right? And she's like, "Hey, remember me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he does, but it's totally okay to look
window shop."
Who are you to him at this point? Like, you're that girl he was stalking. That's about it.
He asked like a bellhop about you. That's all you have to him.
We had 10 days of sleepy time together. So, they get into a fight, the football thing. Yeah. And then
he's sentenced to death.
Yeah.
And they brainwash the doctor.
Oh, the brainwash scene. Okay, so is it just me? Trip. Is it just me, or is like Zarkov's memory is just full of animals?
Well, Zarkov,
it's like tiger, eagle, tiger.
Well, Zarkov talks about it later. He's like, I just started thinking of anything. I was like, all right,
eagle,
neat.
Nazis, tiger.
There's a lot of weird stuff in there that I was like, I started pretend
I
didn't see that,
right?
Like.
Yeah, it was just a lot of animals. I was like, what are you doing?
It was a lot of animals and what seemed like a lot of...
and then I threw...
Nazi propaganda.
I threw my wife in a pool.
Yeah, I know. It's like his wife drowned, and then he like froze an old blanket over her that like used to be from his favorite TV show. I don't know. It's like printed blanket, and he's like, she's dead.
And
like, what happened? But it was weird because it started out going backwards through his memory, but then as it went backwards, it was like the starting scene of how he met his wife to his wife's death. So it was this weird, like, we went backwards to the start of a memory, then
go
to the
forward,
end
go forward
of the memory,
like, let's
but
see
then
that
to
one.
the back, like, if they were going through his childhood, it's like, okay, we'll go from birth, and then we'll go up to 10 years old, and then we'll go back to, like, conception.
Right.
Like, it was this terrible loop-de-loop of...
Yeah.
backwards memories
for no reason, really. I didn't need to see the memory loop to understand. Like, you just say we're wiping his memory.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to see all that.
Yeah.
Right? And then I don't understand why she Cletus says only give him like level 3 of intelligence or something.
Yeah.
Right? And then he goes away and she's like level 6. Right?
Yeah.
But that's never explained.
I think she just thought he could be a more valuable asset.
I guess.
But that never comes back into play either. Because
no, it doesn't, because apparently Zarkov had his own plan. Yeah. Right? He's like, oh, I got this. I can quote Shakespeare.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So
but it's fine. It's a bad movie. It's fine.
No, it's just one of those things that they start to they do a setup, but they never knock it down. Which it's like, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Cool, thanks for that little red
because
herring.
there's so many things in this movie that are like, we're like, that's cool. Like telepathy.
Yeah.
You know?
Used once, but he got a boner, so it got in the way.
Oh, God.
Oh, she's so hot.
Calling Dale. What?
Right?
Hey, Dale? Hey,
no, that wasn't for you.
No, I'm about to. Oh God, this feels good. I'm about to get a blowjob, but shit.
What did you say?
It's static on the line. Sorry, Dale. Goodbye.
It's the stupidest thing.
Like, and you'd think that would come into play later or something like that, but it's
never
not.
Again.
It's just a bit, really.
Yeah.
Like, because in that time, the only thing that's established, like, that scene matters is that now Dale knows he's alive.
Yeah.
But is that even important, really, for Dale?
No.
Because
she can't do anything.
Right.
She doesn't do it.
She wants
she
to,
does do
but
something.
she wants to escape regardless.
Yeah.
Like,
well, yeah.
You know?
But see, my thing with this whole film, it's like, you're trying to escape to do what?
Well, because if you don't escape, you'll just have to drink roofies every day of your life in order
to... weird roofie drink. But then, do you realize she had to undress a stranger and put her in her clothing?
Yeah, that's right.
You strip that stranger
you mean when
down.
she escapes?
Yeah,
that's right.
when she uses the roofie drink to roofie the other girl. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
She was like, will this help me forget? No, but it'll help you be okay with it.
Well, I mean,
I was like, that's just drinking.
Christian Grey did the same thing in 50 Shades.
Oh, he did.
You got to do what you got to do to a sleeping, like, roofied person.
So before that, though, before we get her roofie drink, we have
Flash
the execution
dies.
scene where Flash is killed by smoke bombs, by all the yellow smoke bombs. My favorite. That's like my dream of Halloween. Oh God. 4th of July. I'm just getting my holidays. I had a tooth ripped from my skull, and it took a lot of my vocabulary and memories with it. So, no, once on 4th of July, I was holding a smoke bomb because I think smoke bombs are the coolest thing, and I was walking backwards, pretending that the smoke was coming out of my mouth, using a real like side profile trick, you know. And then I stepped on a bicycle spoke, and my whole foot slid down it and just sliced it open. Really sucked, but I still love smoke bombs to this day.
Oh,
yeah.
So Flash is being executed.
Well, Flash,
and
yeah.
There's another one where it's like, Dale, why are you so like emotional?
She's like, no, Flash, which I thought she straight up. They were told her like, mime that there's a piece of glass there, but then there eventually was.
Yeah,
but the
you
first
saw
scene,
her
it looks like she's just holding hands up, pretending. Yeah. Then I was like, oh, okay.
So Flash dies, legitimately dies.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, the thing he's given is like. I think he's given a sedative.
You think so?
Because then the other doctor comes back and he's like, I could get in a lot of trouble for this. And shoots him again and he comes back to life. So it could be alien that he's dead and comes back. But then we get to that thing where it's like, it's alien, so we don't know and we don't really have to understand it. But, you know, it is part of the film. My understanding of it was he was given something that just, like, brought him to the brink.
Got it.
Almost
and stopped his life signs.
But yeah,
got it.
But then he was shot again.
All right, because like this is a big problem for me in these kind of movies that we do is that like when you kill a character like your main character on like reel 1 and then like he's brought back in reel 2, like for me I go, okay, so if he dies by the end of the movie again, you're just gonna bring him back.
Yeah,
you know, like I stop caring.
It's a gimmick.
It becomes
because then death
there's no emotional.
Yeah, and there also is no.
There's no weight. There's no emotional weight to the climax or anything. Like if he dies saving the day, you just bring him back again.
There's no punishment for doing something heroic.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
it's just like, he'll come back. We'll just give him another shot.
So when this happens, I'm like, well, it's fine. You can get the princess to kiss him again or something. I don't even know. I did know. I was like, wow, what an elaborate headstone.
Oh my God. I was like, I want to die on this planet as a the low life prisoner just to have that headstone that
all traitors will be executed and given the most elaborate font headstone. We will design a font.
Right? What is it? I know they designed it to his name. They were like, it's on his shirt. He's fine.
Yeah.
Body box.
A coffin.
Yeah, coffin.
Yes. His coffin has a mirror in it, just so you can see yourself after death.
Jerking off, so he can be like, yeah, it's my face.
Yeah.
Masturbating.
I can't see because it's completely dark in here, but yeah.
So after Aura wakes him up, we get this like really great exchange where she gives him like 13 excuses in 5 seconds. He's like, where am I? And she goes, back from the graves. I saved you. He's like, my God, how? Like these very staccato lines.
My God!
How? And she goes, by magic, of course, with a kiss, because I like you. Is exactly how she's like, by magic, of course, with a kiss, because I like you. I was like, all right, can you figure out your lines and how to deliver them before they're like, all right, you get the script rewrite? Yeah. Did you read it?
Say it. Go ahead, say it.
By magic, with a kiss, because I like you.
Yeah. Because you're Flash.
Because Flash, I like you.
Gordon.
Of course.
Flash Gordon.
Yes. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
And she walks away.
No. Cut.
Like,
God damn it.
She read it once and then delivered it.
Yeah. No, everybody is so wooden in this movie. Just like robots.
Well, part of that, so a lot of this movie, it was basically half American, half Italian. Mm-hmm. And so there was so much lost in translation that they were like, just finish the movie. We're tired. We want to go home.
Right. Hawkman!
I know. That Hawkman! God, the Hawkman. Oh, man.
So, okay. So, Princess Aura, or Aura.
Yeah, Aura, yeah.
And Flash.
Oh, they take the spaceship.
And they go to Sherwood Forest.
But that whole, the planets floating in the sky, was like, they just pulled Hawaii out of the ground and put it in the sky.
Yeah.
I was like, 5 small planets in a row, and each one is smaller than the last. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, it's just some swampland.
Dagobah.
And meanwhile, Zarkov, who is pretending to be now an agent of Ming because they brainwashed him, helps Dale escape, and behind the scenes, Ming and God damn it, I have to remember all these names.
I know, and
Ming
they're not easy to remember.
And Cletus literally let them go because they're going to follow them.
Well, so they thought that Zarkov was going to double agent,
right?
When he triple agented,
right? Which pretty much,
yeah.
Like they were like, because they call him Agent Zarkov now, because he's like been brainwashed, or at least they think he is. They say we're going to
love that on an alien planet they still speak English,
right? Yeah, except for like certain things. Like certain things are foreign, but certain things aren't. It just depends on the what's needed for the plot.
They're like, change it. No,
right.
Leave it a hamburger.
No, we like Agent. Yeah. Agent's good. So yes, they let Zarkov, quote unquote, escape with Dale because they're like, Dale knows where, Sherwood Forest is or whatever. But I'm like, don't they know where this is? Like,
well, she was told about it.
No, they're trying to figure out who the mole is, which turns out to be the princess.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Who's the traitor?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're trying to do all this.
Mm-hmm. Right. But she doesn't give it away because Dale doesn't know either. Dale just got the hint of like, oh, this is so hot. And she's like, excuse me? And he's like, sorry, bad connection. And just hung up on her.
Oh, God. No, a little lower. Oh, God. Oh, what? Oh,
she's a space chick, but
so
she somehow
I'm
knows
alive,
about this taint.
And I'm, right there. I can't come to the phone right now. Goodbye.
I also love that Aura was like, I'm going to take you to my secret pleasure moon.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, she's got a pleasure moon.
She's got a pleasure moon that's only for two, she says. Oh, there's another thing, too. In that, he says, hang up, Dale.
Yeah.
He says,
he tells himself to hang up. Well, then Dale is also, going back and forth between, it's a conversation. Oh, we're on walkie-talkies. He's going, over. It's like, you're just talking to each other. You don't have to say over.
Yeah. Yeah, because even the prince is like, you don't have to talk out loud. It's kind of distracting me from going
giving
down on you.
Blowjob. Jeez.
Yeah.
Right?
Could you not talk out loud? Thanks. Right? But that means that because she's giving him the power to do this, is privy to this whole conversation too.
Well, during the mind talk, also, Flash says to Dale, he's like, just seduce your way out of there. Girls know how. And I was like, girls are sexual beings. I was that's kind of rude. Flash.
Girls are here for our pleasure.
Use your boobs to get out. It's like, Flash, all right, come on, dude. But then we also get, Flash goes to Sherwood Forest.
Yeah.
And then we get the escape scene of Dale. And she somehow knows how to do flips.
Yes.
And then a trick that's used a lot in this film, instead of shooting the person that they want to, like, escape, they shoot behind them to distract them.
And then they turn?
Yeah. They're like, oh, what did they shoot? Instead of like, oh, the gunshot came from over there. They're like, oh, they shot the wall?
I really like the red, snout guards.
The Shy Guys.
Is that what they're called?
It's from Mario.
Oh.
They look exactly like Shy Guys.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, I know exactly
Not the
what
Super
you're
Mario
talking
Bros. Film Shy Guys, like
Oh.
the actual video game Shy Guys. They look like Shy
yeah.
Guys. They have the weird snouts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they screech like Gamorrean guards, which are the pig things from Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi. They screech exactly like that. But they go down, like, they're the only ones I see really go down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if they
They're
get
the
shot,
only
they're
real
like,
deaths.
you know, they get stabbed, I'm like, yeah, right? But, so yeah, she escapes, and this is another thing, like, I feel like there's certain hallways and things in these scenes of her escaping I don't see again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is an example of,
Like
here's
the moving
another
floor hallway.
huge set, right?
Or the all gold room that she's shooting them in.
Yes.
And then
you never
it wasn't
see
the
these things
concubine
again.
chamber. It was just a random room.
Mm-hmm.
The production value must have been insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they loved it. And I loved it too.
Yes.
But, you know, the rest of the film was a film.
Okay, so, yeah, they go there, and then, like...
That's when Zarkov helps her escape, is after her escape.
Right.
She's doing, like, flips and tricks.
Right.
It's insane.
And then she and Zarkov go and get on a jet ski
Space ski.
Yeah, space ski, and go to Hawkman's lair.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then we sidestep,
and now we're in Sherwood Forest again.
Yes, we're back to Sherwood
Princess
Forest.
Aura.
They show the scene with the tree trunk monster.
Oh, you mean the stupidest test of bravery versus stupidity?
Yeah, and there's
like,
no...
It's the lamest thing where it's like, well,
it's like
I don't give a shit how brave you are. Like, you're also just stupid for doing this.
To me, it was set up as a coming of age ritual.
Well, that's not even set up. That's exactly what they say.
So then, like, it's basically this tree trunk has 10 holes. You stick your hand in one of them, and a scorpion stabs you if you get too close to it.
It's like a
all the holes
reverse
connect
glory hole.
Yeah, not the ones I know of. Jeez. So then,
I'm dead. I've been bitten.
Well, no, it's like all the holes go to the center of the chamber, so that monster is going to be in there no matter what.
Right. It's more of it's not a like pick the hole, you know, and
it's like
be
good
brave.
luck.
It's basically like a really shitty Russian roulette where all chambers are loaded.
You could die no matter what. It's
Yeah.
just like if the monster is awake or not.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I'm super brave. It's like, he was asleep.
Yeah. But you can only go into that room. That's not really a room. It's just like an open air patio.
If you're part of the Merry Men.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So then Aura comes and she's like, save the Flash or harbor him. And
they're pissed because he came in the room.
No.
Right. But he's also just jealous.
He gets put in the cage first.
Right.
So they put him in a cage and lower him into the swamp. And this hot guy's like, I can't hang on. Maybe his wings are too heavy.
Which is where there's more lizard men.
Yeah, because they're disposable and they fill up. They're good bodies.
Yeah.
So then for some reason, Baron and this other guy decide to... They want to take the Flash out of the cage, but they want to seem like the person that's helping Flash out is part of it.
Okay, so what I got from this is that they were Baron's like, I want to kill this motherfucker, right? And then they're like, well, you can't. You can only kill him. Like, basically, some sort of law or something says that you can't kill him
he promised
unless
to Aura he would.
Right,
yeah.
Right? So he's like, I want to kill him, but I can't unless he begs me to kill him.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to bring him out of here, and we're going to keep doing the trial.
Yeah.
Trial by stump.
Yeah.
You know, basically until he fails. You know, because I mean, trial by stump seems to be something where it's like you stick your arm in once, you did it, you didn't get bit, you're brave, yay, you're one of us.
Yeah,
you know.
But then
this
go
is like,
back and forth and are like,
the rules have changed. You're literally going to keep doing this until you get bit. You know,
it's the downside of forest fisting.
So, but it's just stupid. Yeah, like the whole thing's stupid. Where it's like you all know you're on the same side, right? Like any help is good help in this moment. Like,
and that poor young dude was like, they show one of the trials and he sticks his hand and he's like, I got stabbed, kill me before like the pain kills me.
Right.
And he does kill him and it's like, that was kind of a waste of a human life, but all right. Well, they're also human. Probably not human. Yeah. I was like, well, they're not on Earth. Yeah, so then the Flash pulls trickery and pretends to get bitten, and he's like, oh, kill me, spare me. And so before Baron can actually do it, the Flash steals his sword, threatens to kill Baron, but then runs away. So
and then falls into quicksand?
Well, so this is my problem with this scene. He knows that the swamp is dangerous.
Sure.
So he steals Baron's sword, threatens him, throws the sword to the ground. No, he doesn't drop it. He throws it to the ground and runs away, which I was like, you could have taken that. So then, falls in quick poop, because it's not sand, it's poop.
Yeah.
And then pulls himself out via a massive data cable.
Right, which, once again, this is something, it's so funny to me because, like, I'd never seen this movie before this, right, for this show. But everything that I'm talking about, I want to say that this ripped off my favorite movies, but that came before it. So this is just weird. This is Princess Bride to me.
Mm-hmm. Right?
It like exact same thing. Like hero climbs out of swampy quicksand. Not even like
falls into air-filled waterbed.
the crab waterbed thing.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But then Baron shoots
They're really
that.
trying to sell waterbeds back in the day. They're like,
which I can't have in my new apartment. I'm so mad. My new house. They were like, no water-filled furniture. And I was like, okay.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's annoying. Really Did you ever actually have one?
No, but I remember one of my friends.
Annoying. I actually had one.
One of my friend's parents had one.
Yeah.
And it was always fun to just lay in because I was like,
Well, my parents gave me theirs. Which at the time I was like, yay, cool. And when I think about it now, I'm like, no, because that means there's a lot of sex on this.
Yeah.
No.
I don't like. I want to understand the benefit of a waterbed, but I also feel like there wasn't. Yeah.
No, there wasn't. Because like when you really think of it, wherever you're laying, it's just concave.
Yeah.
Right? So that's where your back is bending. It's not really helping you whatsoever. You're just sitting in the pocket that the water got pushed away from. That's not a benefit.
True.
You know? Sorry, water.
I know, it's a waterbed discussion. I have a lot of feelings.
And this episode is brought to you by Casper Mattress. They're like, yes, that was the best creative
we love it.
pitch I've ever
Don't buy
heard.
a waterbed, buy a Casper Mattress. So then, so Baron shoots the waterbed monster.
Yeah, with a crossbow.
Yeah, an electronic crossbow.
Yeah.
And then he's like, that thing won't kill you. I will.
Right.
I was like, all right.
Because he's still on that shit.
Yeah.
Or it's like, and that's what I think. It's like it has not. It's clearly jealousy.
Oh, it's 100% jealousy.
Yeah.
If you asked Baron, he would have agreed to that.
Yeah, he's like, no, she totally she sucked his dick, and like she was on a 3-way call, and I was on the other end, and I totally heard everything he said. So then, sidestep, we have Zarkov and Dale convincing the Hawkmen that their best bet is to get Flash and to do a revolt. Yeah.
The Hawkmen agree, and so the Hawkmen show up and they stop Baron from killing the Flash, and they bring them back to Hawkman Paradise, the Silver Palace, and decide to have Baron or the Flash kill each other.
Well, this is interesting too. Because this, they decide to kill each other because Baron, still being a jealous bitch,
doesn't want to go against Ming.
No, he would rather. He basically rather quote this Article 17 about some sort of like, if I'm being judged or something, I have a right to go up against the gladiator of my choice.
Oh, what?
Right? And you're like, what the fuck is this? Right?
I hate when movies or TV shows pull like, well, this old law. Parlay,
right?
But shut up, just get on.
Even the lead Hawkman is like, what the fuck is Article 17? Like, he's literally like, that exists? What?
Right.
And it's clearly like, well, if they don't know, why the hell does the Hawkman have a gladiator death circle then?
Right.
He's like, I didn't know that exists. Well, put him in
a gladiator death circle.
Yeah, put him in Article 16's gladiator death circle.
But it operates over a black hole that only exists in their palace.
Right? It's like the black hole from Lost in Space.
Yeah. But it's not even like that's what's below their palace. Because below their palace, they're like, we can jump down. It's 50 miles below to the Earth. But that palace has its own matter disruptor black hole thing?
The Hawkman's palace is basically like a giant floating version of
a palace.
S.H.I.E.L.D.'s helicarrier.
Yeah.
Right? It's a giant castle on like giant rocket thrusters, right? Just always floating in the air, right? So
because birds constantly need, it's such a weird trope. Bird people always need their palaces to be floating.
Well, because everything's floating. Because even the Sherwood Forest was literally like a floating like asteroid, basically. But what I didn't understand about this is like they have this gladiator circle, right, that is suspended in air, right, above, basically just like it just drops just to the infinity or whatever, like but if this is the gladiator circle in the Hawkman's place and the Hawkmen are fighting, can't you just fly back up if you fall over?
Maybe they clip their wings.
Maybe.
They're like, get ready to fight.
So, they
start fighting, and then they pull out the TV remote for the gladiator circle.
I was like, ooh, an Atari like remote.
And it starts like tilting, and they're like, whoa. Their only weapons,
cool,
too.
But why whips?
Yeah, their only weapons are whips. I was like, ooh.
It's like whips are easy to choreograph, so give them whips,
Well, whips and chains excite them.
Ooh.
I think Rihanna got a lot of her material from this movie. Love in the vastness of space, whips and chains.
Whips and Hawkmen excite me.
So
Fly, dive, my Hawkman.
So the platform starts tilting and going crazy, and then to add to the even more dramatic effect, spikes start randomly coming up and coming down.
Like, oh, here we go. Because at this point, too, I was like, is anything going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, anything really going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, because the trial by stump was stupid.
This was also the point in the movie.
And the waterbed was stupid.
This is the point in the movie where I was like, when is he going to run really fast? And then I was like, maybe I'm very wrong about who this is. If you have two people named Flash, I assume they're one person.
Yeah. I mean, obviously. That's the
fault.
Flash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, the made all the difference.
Right.
So then Baron is about to force Flash's head onto a spike, and Flash is like, if you kill me, just say that you'll go against Ming.
Yeah.
And then somehow like somersaults backward and flips Baron towards the edge, and Baron's holding onto a spike.
Right.
And then the Flash like helps him back up with his whip and stuff.
Extends his hand and is like, take my
hand. What is that?
Right?
Humanity.
Yeah, humanity.
Yeah.
So like saves Baron, which basically makes everybody just kind of be like, you know what? We're fighting the wrong guy.
Yeah.
But as this is all happening, Cletus has taken and tortured Aura to get the information out of her, right? That she was the traitor.
Yeah.
And
her dad is like eating chips and sipping wine as he's like, that sucks.
Father, please. And he's like,
no,
this isn't a ruffle. And then they basically give the all call to go and storm the Hawkman's castle and take everybody that has been being traitors.
Yeah.
Right? Which I don't know about you, but in a world of like, mind reading and everything else, like how does Ming not know that the whole world's like
they really pick and choose?
But I think he does know.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing about like in the first scene where he's like, "All right, lion guy, fall on your sword then, fool." Like he already knows. I think he knows that everybody is a traitor and is just trying to keep shit in check at all times. Like you said, a police state. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's more or less of being like, I gotta go and I've got to extinguish the leaders of the revolt, the current revolt.
Yeah.
There'll be one tomorrow too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see that. But so Cletus goes there.
Yeah.
Because this is Cletus's death.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Cletus goes there and is basically like
and this is also the proposal. The engagement.
That's right.
Which it happens before Cletus shows up.
Yeah. It happens before even the battle between him and Baron.
Yeah.
When they hug and exchange, and he's like, "Oh my God, it's you!" Yeah.
She's like,
"I have so much to tell you," and he's like, "Tell our kids about it."
She goes, "Last time I saw you, I was hoping it was a dream, and now this time I'm seeing you, and I'm hoping it's not." And she's like, "I've seen so many crazy things. You'll have to tell our kids about it." And she's like, "Is that a promise or something?" And it's like a weird weak engagement, and someone's like, "Be careful, I just got engaged." And I was like, God, that was the quickest relationship I've ever seen.
That's
which
not
means
an engagement.
Going to fail.
I just impregnated you through the mind.
Yeah. I came in your mind.
I came in your mind. Yeah, that was also the thing where, like, during that battle, she's like, "Flash, I love you, but we've only got 3 hours to save the Earth."
Yeah.
Right? It's like,
geez.
Okay,
what happened to the days?
Down, Dale.
Right?
So, yeah, then Cletus shows up, and it's basically like, "I'm taking you, and I'm taking you, and Flash, you're dying, I'm going to kill you." And
they do take, before Cletus leaves, they take Dale and Dr. Zarkov.
And Baron.
Yeah. They take all 3 of them, and they're like, everyone else stay. Cletus is going to clean up this mess by talking to everyone.
Right.
I don't know. But then Flash, flips Cletus onto the spikes, and Cletus, for some reason, his eyes and tongue melt out of his head. It was like production design was like, we got to make this death a little bit more interesting.
Right.
But when people die on this planet, they die, really oddly. Like, that guy's eyes and tongue, swell up out of his head.
Yeah, they swelled out of his head like when you're lacking of oxygen in the Arnold Schwarzenegger Total Recall movie, just and you're like, unnecessary, but
right?
Okay, continue.
So then they decide to shoot down the Hawk Palace, and all the Hawk people have wings, so they just fly away. But then Flash is like, "Can't you carry me?" And Hawk person was like, "I got a lot to carry, sorry."
Oh, that was another thing. When they take Dale and Zarkov to the Hawk place
with their handcuffs and they're just floating, they're like, "Yeah, it's pretty cool."
I'm like, you're not cutting off their circulation,
right?
Or anything. They're just. I feel like there's an easier way to transport somebody,
like a box,
right? Or just get on their back or something. I don't even, or carry them. Well,
those Hawk costumes, apparently they couldn't even sit down in those costumes.
No, they couldn't. That was a great piece of trivia.
Yeah.
Apparently everybody had to lay on their stomach to look like they were flying at all times because they just couldn't sit down during breaks. So
the palace is going down and Flash
jumps on a jet ski.
Well, Flash starts to fall down the black hole pit, but then falls into an escape chute or something where there's randomly a jet ski.
Right.
Which is that thing where it's Flash Gordon isn't a superhero, he just gets a lot of really good opportunities.
Yes.
It's like, oh, okay.
Right. And better costumes as he goes too.
Yeah. And so he root toots away on his little jet ski.
Better wife beaters.
Yeah. And then the Flash and Flash Gordon and Hawkman attack a ship that belongs to Ming.
Right.
And use it to bust through the palace's
This ship
security?
Is on its way to do what exactly?
I thought...
I don't know.
That wasn't a dramatic pause. I just don't know what I thought because I forgot.
Well, no, that's what I'm confused about. There was this side ship, right?
Yeah.
But it has no main characters or anybody on it. It has people I've never seen before.
Was the ship sent out because they saw all the Hawk people coming to him, so they were like, send the ship out to be the first defense.
I guess?
Maybe. That's my wildest guess.
No, they didn't. It was just Flash riding around a jet ski, remember? And he lured them into the cloud.
Yep. They sent it out. Yeah.
So they sent the whole ship out for Flash.
Yeah.
I guess they were like, fuck this guy. Just come on.
Right. So
I'm trying to get married. I'm trying to get, like, she's supposed to be the Empress of the Hour.
Yeah. And so
Which I was like, Empress of the Hour?
Or however long she lasts. Like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, geez.
This is also this is also a time where, oh shit, we skipped it. I totally skipped it. I was excited to tell people about this. Can I go back? Can I go back? Okay. Did you notice who one of the Sherwood Forest men were? The guy who was playing the little clarinet thing?
Wasn't he a 007 person?
No. It was Richard O'Brien, Riff Raff
It
from
was
Rocky Horror.
Yeah, I thought it was, and then I forgot to look up on it. But they did say a lot of people from 007 movies were in this film as well.
Yeah, including Max von Sydow.
Yeah,
he's been in them. Those who were like, oh, I don't really remember Max von Sydow and other things. He is the older priest in The Exorcist, and he's the old man in the beginning of the new Force Awakens.
Oh.
So he has a long history of shit. One of my favorite things he's ever done was Stephen King's Needful Things with Ed Harris. Like,
I got a needful things.
Good job there, Goose.
You're welcome.
But yeah, Richard O'Brien was in this movie, randomly. Apparently he said it was the most tedious thing he's ever had to do.
It's like 10 minutes on screen.
Right.
How is that tedious? Remember your lines. Oh, it's astounding.
Another interesting little cameo for you Star Wars nerds, since this is a Star Wars connection because of Flash Gordon, is that, I'm going to forget the actor's name, but Star Wars nerds will correct me, I'm sure. The guys who were wearing what the hell are they called? I call them
the glasses, weird robot glasses,
right? Which they had a name from the 80s. Remember those? Viewfinders.
Yeah,
remember the viewfinders?
Yeah.
You put the little slides in them. That's what I thought these looked like. The viewfinders. One of those guys that's wearing the viewfinders is the same bald guy that is Lando Calrissian's like assistant Lobot in Empire Strikes Back. So
and he's
like
literally
wearing he's literally wearing the same kind of apparatus as that. So that's a fun little thing. Lobot's in this movie. And so we're on to the wedding scene. The Hawkmen do an ambush through the clouds on this ship, right?
They use the ship to drive into it, but not before the lightning shield gets taken down by Zarkov and Baron.
Right.
But they also kill the second in command for the Secret Service. I don't remember her name.
Oh, that chick.
She gets shot, but she like melts into black ink. So I was like, that's also pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing is like, there's so many different races of humanoid things.
But they all die differently.
All differently. Like nobody, there's no continuity on how you will die or what happens to you when you die on this place. Like everything is its own.
It's part of their Sherbert Cloud Spaceland.
So Flash is coming in on a fiery, like crashing.
He is selling it.
Yeah, right? His theme song's going crazy, right? Which, this is another thing. Like, people praise this movie because it's like, oh my God, Queen wrote the music. And it's like, how much of the music did they write?
It's like it said online like a space opera.
Right.
Which I was like, they wrote, it seemed like they wrote one song and adjusted it.
It's not like The Who when they wrote Tommy, you know? Where everything is like all the way through. This is like we wrote one thing,
and we might have done two different background tracks,
and there might be a guitar or something somewhere that was like, and that's about it. But even that is like not very triumphant until this last final thing, you know. Yeah. So the theming of it is not very thematic.
At
it's
all.
like, until this. And even in this, you're just like...
And you get like the bridal march.
King of the Impossible! It's like the impossible is just crash landing a ship. Oh, yeah, this.
And I was like, guitar riff on the wedding march. All right. That's not even writing your own. That's just guitar riffing it.
But so, like, Queen's lyrics are more triumphant than anything Flash does in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
King of the lucky.
King of being in the right place at the right time and having people, like, agree with him.
King of coincidence.
So then Flash's ship eventually runs into the building and stabs Ming.
What a lame main bad guy death.
But I did love the connection. They were like, in Team America, World Police, that's the same way that Kim Jong-il, is he the one that we're on, right? Or was on? We were on Il, but now we're on.
We're Un now. But yeah.
But that's how he dies in Team America, World Police.
Man-Child 2.
Yeah. Man-Child 2.
Man-Child 2.
The man-childing. Yeah, and so, like, he kind of, like, stumbles away, and...
I mean, it's cool, but, like, at this point...
It was a really great effect.
No,
but
it was
he
a
had
great
green
effect.
blood, which I was like, so the other guy had blue blood. They had green blood. She melted black. His eyes melted out of his head.
See, this would have been fine if, like, he was monologuing before this happened or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's such a, like we said, king of coincidence.
Yeah.
You know, like, everything's just like, oh, right place, right time. Oh, you know, good job, Flash.
Why does a ship need a giant narwhal point?
Well, that's another thing. Like, all these ships are very
Bye,
much like...
Ming. Hope you find your death.
Like... Bye, Narwhal.
Bye, Mr. Narwhal. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your death.
You're
favorite
right.
Line out of all the movies.
I mean, the ships look like things from 2000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah.
You know, like
well, it's that
Captain
weird
Neptune and things.
Super futuristic instead of like realistic.
Which
futuristic.
That's cool, but I mean, it's one of those things where I needed a real battle here.
Yeah.
I needed a Flash.
No one loves when you accidentally crash a plane into the villain and the movie's done.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. It'd be fine if he was like a bumbling hero to begin with, but no, they make him out to be like something important, and he's like not. The whole time he's just not.
And then he's like the ring that's kind of what his superpowers are, but kind of not. He uses it to stop Flash from killing him, but then his powers weaken.
Right. So think about this. If he didn't accidentally crash a pointy ship into him, he would be powerless against him in this final fight, and so would everyone. So basically, their plan wouldn't have worked at all.
Well, I think their plan was to get everyone to revolt against him.
Right, but if you have a guy
Maybe
who can
he's
literally
got like a capacity.
freeze people...
Yeah, but like he can only freeze 5 at one time.
I don't have enough energy for
There's
this.
like a limit.
Yeah.
Caps
I guess so, but still, you know what I mean?
Month.
Yeah. That's either anything like that where it's just like we haven't established how powerful he is, so this is that line where it's like I don't know. You know?
Oh, yeah.
But I guess because he's injured, yes, his powers are going downhill, and then he
gets sucked into the ring?
his own ring.
Yeah.
Which, that's weird, too. And nobody seems to want to pick up this ring and be like...
Until the end.
Yeah, well, I was... that's
Question mark.
I mean, that's where we are, right? But
basically, Ming dies. They all come out and they're like, yeah, now Baron's in control and everyone's going to live in peace. But just because we need an army, Hawkman's in control of it.
Can I... there's a couple things, because we seem to glance over, which is fine, for the Hawkman like battle scene that happened. But there were some things I wanted to point out.
It was basically
why do
like
they keep climbing ladders when they have wings?
I don't.
Like, everybody was slowly climbing ladders, being like, oh, God. I'm like, just fly, dude. Right?
Well, I also like, they say...
there's nothing but red and blue diagonal lasers, too, just everywhere.
Well, they were like, our weapons aren't as advanced as Ming's weapons.
Sure. So
then they capture the ship, and they throw a bomb in the weapons room.
Instead of using them.
I was like, you dumb idiots. That's why you're so, like, not advanced.
Well, they're Hawkmen.
Yeah. Bird brains.
Bird person. But another thing... Yeah, it's a Rick and Morty on that one. Another thing, though...
Wubba lubba dub dub.
Yep. I love in that moment where he's like, Hawkman, get out of here. I'm going to steer the ship and crash it, right? He says something where it's like, he goes, tell Dale it would have been good. That's what he says to tell Dale.
No,
it would have been
her.
good. Not I love her.
It would have been good.
Yeah, it would have been good. Well,
it would have been subpar. I know, and this is when Hawkeye is just like, if you want to stay, nah. Just kind of like he keeps laughing, but like he tries to convince him to go. That's the one thing, like, I can't stand when people are like, you've got to escape with me, but then they're like, no, I have to stay. And I hate when they just go, all right, and walk off. Like, no, you're not gonna do that.
You're gonna ask at least twice. So
the rule of threes.
So
you have to ask
Ming's dead
before they can say yes.
And everybody cheers and does like a Star Wars scene.
Yeah.
Right? Which is the only time where I'm like, you stole from Star Wars here.
Yeah.
Because like Star Wars was 79. Where they just have a big courtroom of everybody and like, yay. Yeah. Right? The midgets are there and
little people.
Right? Rainbow colored midgets.
Little people.
Oh, whatever.
Legally. We had to look it up the other day.
Legally.
Long story. Dating sites are weird.
And then the Hawkmen fly off and they spell out thanks Flash.
Yeah.
Right? Which I was like, oh, you're well coordinated there. Right? But then they have this thing right before that where they're like, should we stay here? It's like, no, you shouldn't.
But once again, we get back to like
the sequel setup.
The moon was supposed to crash into the Earth, and there are like 13 seconds left, but then Ming dies at 20 seconds. So they never really tell us if the Earth is still around, but it's definitely not.
Nope.
It's dead.
I think so. So yeah, then what's your theory on the ending? ?
Someone with a black glove.
I think it's Aura.
Oh yeah, I do think Aura.
Okay.
We'll never.
All right, so we're on the same page. Yeah, I think it's Aura. I literally
she's too power hungry.
Yeah,
and penis hungry.
Yeah, she literally is.
Plus, that's
seducing
her dad.
and tricking everybody. Yeah, I really do because Cletus is dead.
Yeah,
and the Ink Woman is also gone, right?
Yeah,
and it was definitely a female black glove.
Yeah,
right. It was a dainty hand.
We're gonna sexualize it, but yeah,
sure. Yeah, I mean, there's no other. I mean, unless they literally were like, "Oh, we're gonna establish the next villain" or something, you know. But and it's something where we don't know. Actually, if somebody does know, like from the serials or the comics, where they're like, "Actually, that was a reference. They were supposed to be bringing this newer bad guy." Let us know. I'm actually I am curious to see where this could have.
They have
gone.
A lot of journeys. I read about it, but it was so much.
Yeah, it was so much.
And I was waiting for him to get super speed, but he never did. Yep. As I was reading about it, and then I was like, okay, it really is not the Flash.
Right. So, I guess it's time for some W's.
I think this could be played in a dive bar. We do a lot of bars. It seems like it's a thing, but it's...
they're just alcoholics.
It's beautiful to look at.
Yes.
But it's just... It fell flat on interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Yeah, okay, so...
I think it would be a nice piece of, like, a movie costume museum piece. To where it's like we had to show some clips to show how beautiful these pieces were because we accidentally burned them all because we didn't think anyone would care.
This is, for me, and I know this sounds like, it's like, you're just pitching it, but at the same time, I think it's accurate, is that, so this movie's coming, we release on Tuesdays, but Friday... if you're listening to this, Friday the 22nd of September, we're actually showing this movie at the Frida Cinema.
Yeah.
And I think that this is a perfect example of being like, if you grew up with this, then come watch it, like, because you want to see it, the spectacle on the big screen, especially like we said, the colors are vibrant and gorgeous and like something to be seen. But you should come with the understanding that it's like, you should probably heckle it. You know, you should mock it a bit. Like, I'd say this movie is prime Mystery Science Theater fodder.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is a movie, if somebody's like, have you seen it? It's like, no. Well, Mystery Science Theater did it. I'd be like, makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's what I say this is. This is Mystery Science Theater fodder. This is definitely something that
Riffable.
you can take and you can pop it in and you can sit at your at the theater like it's going to be, or you can sit it in your living room and you can rip on it with some friends.
Yeah.
There's no need to actually sit down and be like, shh, everybody be quiet.
Yeah.
I
don't think it was the worst film.
No.
But it just kind of fell short.
What did I say? I said the first line in the movie sums up how I felt. I'm bored.
Yeah.
So, that's about it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this review, let us know by giving us a review.
If you didn't enjoy this review, let us know by giving us a review.
Exactly. You can review us on Apple Podcast. You can also review us on Google Play. You can find us by just searching Bombs Away on either Apple or Google Play. You can also visit us and download each episode if you'd like to listen to it on your own time and not stream. You can do that on www.bombsawayshow.com. You can also find us. We like to make things really easy for you. So you can also just type in Bombs Away Show on Facebook. You can type it on Instagram. You can type it on Twitter. And it's all the same. You can also contact us if you're like, I don't really want to say this out loud. I'd like you guys to kind of just take it internally. You can write to us at
a letter. You can mail us.
Yeah, you can write to us a letter and it'll get thrown away. No, you can actually email us at contact@bombsawayshow.com. See how easy we've made it? We've made it so
We're all
simple.
over the place.
Also, we're really, really, really trying to get those YouTube hits up. So we need 100 subscribers so that we can start dumping out YouTube videos. So search for us on Bombs Away. Search for us on YouTube by just searching Bombs Away Show. And if that doesn't come up, we're going to post a couple more links to it. I know it's a little hard, which is why we're trying to get this URL up and running so that it's the same. It's like youtube.com/bombsawayshow is what we're really going for. But they won't give it to us until we get 100 subscribers. It's really weird.
We'll get there.
So help us out. Help us out because I can't wait to we want to give you past episodes in video format. It's going to be a lot of fun. And other than that, stay tuned. Next week, we have Spice Girls.
Spice World.
Yeah. Spice Girls' Spice World.
I was like, it's not called Spice Girls.
No. You didn't let me get to it. So we have Spice World coming up. And then for the entire month of October, we're going to be doing an entire month of horror. So that's 5 Tuesdays dedicated to horror. 5 episodes fully horror.
I'm excited.
I am too, right? We have a listener request, The Wishmaster, coming out.
My favorite.
Yeah, Jarrett was waiting for that one too. And then we have the brand new film, The Mummy. Tom Cruise's The Mummy. And then everything else, we're just saving. And then for those of you who are interested in all their upcoming things, November is going to be Netflix November. So basically all 4 movies that we choose for November are going to be movies that you can find on Netflix. I know that a lot of people were like, I haven't seen anything you keep picking. And it's like, we got you. We got you. But at the same time, like I've said many times, The Wraith and Lost in Space are on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
You can start with that. So other than that, please make sure that you write to us, talk to us.
Rate,
we love.
subscribe.
Yeah, rate, review, and subscribe. And that just about does it for me. My name is Jonathan Young.
I'm Jarrett Seifert.
And Bombs Away. Hey guys, John here from the Bombs Away podcast, and I'm here to talk to you about what we always wind up talking to you about, the Frida Cinema. But there's a reason. It's not only our home, but it's an amazing venue. Now, I know what you're asking. What is the Frida Cinema? Well, It's a program of the Long Beach Cinematheque here in California, and it serves Santa Ana and neighboring communities as a non-profit art house cinema dedicated to enriching, connecting, and educating communities through the art of cinema. Now, how does it do that? Well, I'll tell you. It has amazing directors series such as Martin Scorsese or Mel Brooks. Oh my God, when's the last time you saw a Mel Brooks movie on the big screen? Young Frankenstein, High Anxiety, Blazing Saddles? There's so much. Or what about Lloyd Kaufman, which has amazing films that we'll be doing on this podcast, such as Toxic Avenger or Class of Nukem High? Or how about Friday Night Freakouts presented by OC Weekly? That is something that we do here every Friday night. And we're talking about crazy sci-fi or horror or just off-the-wall things such as the 70s musical, The Apple, or how about Hackers or Lost Boys or Child's Play? These are the kind of movies that screen here. And what if those aren't your thing? What about anime? Well, we have the huge hit Your Name that just came out. What about the classic Akira? Yes, Akira was screened here with subtitles or without subtitles, your choice. What about, if anime's not your thing, how about double features such as Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead? And you can't really be an art house cinema without getting those kind of indie feature films such as Moonlight, which was Academy Award winner, best film. Right here, before it was even nominated. It was right here. Or what about The Void, which is on Netflix? Or just amazing cinema, and it's all right here. For more information about the Frida, showtimes, location, everything, film and entertainment, go to thefridacinema.org. Or follow them on Facebook at facebook.com/thefridacinema. Or on Instagram and Twitter at the Frida Cinema. The Frida Cinema. It's for the filmmakers. It's for the film goers. It's for you.
This has been a production of Big Bulb Entertainment, executive produced by Jonathan Young. For more media and information, visit us at www.bigbulbentertainment.com. Big Bulb. What's your bright idea?